everybody, this is my Magicka Necromancer build for the Infinite Archive. We'll go into, Scions of Ithelia next patch as well. Here are my unbuffed stats on my back bar. Here are my unbuffed stats on my front bar. I'm really enjoying this build. I've tested out a whole bunch of different combinations, and this is what I found works best for me. Getting into the gear, running Asylum Lightning Staff on the front bar. Perfected is ideal because you get that extra 100 spell and weapon damage. But right now, the just non-perfected is pretty good. I'm running Precise. I haven't trait changed it to Sharpened, but honestly, I'm really liking Precise, so I might keep it that way. Back bar, we're running Wretched, and then, of course, some Escapist Poisons to really help out. Our first 5-piece, or I guess second 5-piece here, is going to be Shattered Fate. We are running Shattered Fate on body. Any monster shoulder will work. I like the weapon and spell damage, but if you're struggling to sustain, you can go for like Magma Incarnate. Ideally, you'd have this Impen, but well-fitted's not bad either. And then, of course, we are running 3 heavy, 3 medium, and then 1 light on body. Again, I would prefer to have Impen on most of my little pieces, but the well-fitted is pretty nice as well. On all of your heavy, main big pieces, you're going to run your reinforced to just boost your stats up. I'm running Sea Serpent's Coil infused with weapon damage enchant, and then Ring of Wretcheds, both of these infused with weapon and spell damage enchants. We'll then check out our attributes here. I'm trying to sit there, 20k mag, 30k health, 17k stam. Stam could be higher. You might have noticed we're missing prismatic glyphs. Put those on there. Your max stats are going to be pretty good, but I like what I'm running at the moment. We're running the Atronach Stone, and then, of course, Vampire Stage 3 for that Undeath. Jewels of Misrule is our food. Nice for that max health and that sustain. Sustain is, of course, what Necro struggles the most with, and I think right now we're running pretty well with it, especially once we get everything procced. Skills, we're going to have Elemental Susceptibility for the Breach, Degen because we don't have Major Brutality or Sorcery without it, Camouflage Hunter stacks well with Precise and helps with that Minor Berserk as well. Stalking Blastbones, next patch, of course, you're going to change this to the Stam Morph, Blighted Blastbones, and it's going to hit really hard, especially with the status effect buffs. And then Crushing Shock, you could run the other morph if you wanted, but Crushing's definitely for solo and duo play going to be the best, so you can stop snipers, you can stop people rezzing. And then Dawnbreaker, I wouldn't really trade this off for any other ult. I think Dawnbreaker is best in slot right now for Magicka Necromancer. Back bar, we're running Vigor. Of course, you want to go with the Resolving Morph, so you get Minor. Spirit Guardian, 10%. Again, I would not run the other morph. Summoner's Armor, I see a lot of Necros that are running the Beckoning Armor. I think that's a mistake. Summoners is going to help with your sustain, and although Beckoning can pull Nightblades and whatnot that are sniping closer to you, you're really just making more pressure on yourself. Race Against Time, you can swap this out for the Vamp Elusive Mist, but I'm kind of just bouncing between the two. I'm liking Race Against Time at the moment. Resistant Flesh, or Burst Heal, you need it. And then Temp Guard back bar. You can run really whatever you want here, but I find the extra 5% damage mitigation works. And then for CP, we are running, of course, for slottables, Master at Arms, Biting Aura to help buff our Dawnbreaker and our Blastbones, Ironclad, and Duelist Rebuff. On our Red Tree, Juggernaut, Sustained by Suffering, Pain's Refuge, Survival Instincts, and then the Green Shade doesn't really matter. Just with our minor buffs up, without Sea Serpents procced. Let's see here. We've got 4,600 spell damage. That goes up to 6k when you have Sea Serpents in continuous. Got 2k about mag recov. You can get that up to 2,500. And then our crits, you can see there, 32%. Pen is a little low at 10k, but with your Major Breach, it's pretty good. You might notice that our resistances are pretty low. Sitting here, 26 and 25 on our back bar, 24 and 23.5 on our front bar, but these are plenty. your damage mitigation with the Mender and with the Temp Guard is going to do a lot for you. For our potions, we are running the Tri-Stat pots. Again, I really wouldn't trade these out for anything else. These are going to be the best for your sustain. With our mag recov, we're sitting at 2k. With continuous and a pot up, you get that to almost 3k. So your sustain is pretty good on this build. Your damage is really good as well. You could always trade Asylum for Masters if you want. And then, of course, instead of running Crushing Shock, you could run Destructive Touch. But I've tried that. I find that the Asylum with the Crushing Shock works better. It's a more consistent damage. You have your status effects up almost 100% of the time, which of course is going to be even stronger next patch. So this is definitely how I recommend it. And I'm going to show you guys some clips next. They're not the best clips. Haven't been able to play too much in the last few days since I've started running this build, but you get an idea of what the build is actually capable of.